Well, this is going to be the longest video ever. Yes, hello and welcome to my Doctor Who review, where I review different episodes. My name is Dr. Ben and I am going to be reviewing different episodes of Jodie Whittaker's run as the Doctor so far. I know we are long past season 11, but I have just started this Doctor Who channel, so I've got a bit of catching up to do. But you know, Doctor Who goes back and forwards in time, so I've got an excuse there. So, I'm going to be reviewing the first 2 episodes of Jodie Whittaker's run as the Doctor. So that'll be The Ghost Monument and The Woman Who Fell to Earth. Oh, and FYI, side note, or whatever you like to call it, I am currently drinking tea. I'm having a cup of tea, so if you hear me drink, then sorry about that. Lovely cup of tea. So that bang was me putting down the cup. But anyway, yeah, if you hear me drink as I'm doing it, then you know why. Anyway, so first of all, we're going to review The Woman Who Fell to Earth. Now, obviously, like any episode, it starts out introducing the new companions and the new Doctor. I'm just going to give my thoughts on what I thought the episode could improve on and just overall. So my biggest thing is the scriptwriter. The person who the scriptwriter is, which the current scriptwriter is Chris Chibnall. And I don't blame Jodie Whittaker. I just think season 11 has not been that great. The Woman Who Fell to Earth. So The Woman Who Fell to Earth starts out introducing the companions. You got Yaz, Ryan, and Graham. Ryan's not that bad. He develops over time through the series. This is just my personal opinion. Everything I say in this video is my personal opinion. So I'm just, warning you. You might not agree, but there it is. Anyway, so Ryan, I don't think that character's not that bad. His character develops over time. You don't really find out much in the first episode, but he bonds with his granddad, or step granddad, because the storyline was that his nan married again, obviously, hence the word step granddad. And I'm including Grace because, spoilers if you haven't seen it, in the episode, Grace is the character of Ryan's nan, and she dies. So, yes, so she dies. So I'm disincluding her in this episode. No, that's a bit harsh, but there you go. So, Yaz. There's another companion, Yaz. Throughout the series, you don't get to know much about her. And that's a big thing. Companions are what makes Doctor Who, I think. Like, one of the main things that make Doctor Who, I think, is the companions. And I don't think Chris Chibnall has done well in introducing them. And I mean, his biggest thing, because he worked on Broadchurch, his biggest thing was character development. So I think the characters in the first episode, The Woman Who Fell to Earth, was okay. Hang on, just going to take a sip of my drink here. Lovely jubbly. So it was okay, the character development, but like it is one of the most important things of Doctor Who itself. I personally don't think Chris Chibnall is taking an interest in the storyline either, because he's not sticking. I had to sit through the episodes again and remind myself of all the episodes, but like it was difficult because Chris Chibnall does not stick to a storyline. He changes it, like he doesn't follow on from the previous script. The episode The Woman Fell to Earth is obviously the first episode, so I'm not going to get into all the script writing and all that yet. I will get into that in another video. But so it starts out, so the monster is, we're first introduced to Jodie Whittaker as a doctor on a train, and the train stops and we don't know why. But then there's this big ball of energy and we don't know what it is. And Yasmin, or Yaz, is a policeman. So she goes with Ryan. Ryan calls the police and Yaz turns up because there's this big sort of object in the middle of the woods, because the episode starts out with Ryan trying to learn how to ride a bike because he's got dyspraxia, I believe it is, which is good. It's nice to have a sense of realism in the episode, and what a real person would have. So that I like that bit. So props to Chris Chibnall or whoever came up with that idea, because there's a team of writers. So yes, so he gets frustrated. He can't learn how to ride a bike, so he throws his bike over the cliff. It's a funny place to learn how to ride. Can't speak today. It's a funny place to learn to ride a bike, on top of a cliff. I mean, like, what if you fell off and you fell over the cliff? But that's besides the point. He gets frustrated that he can't ride a bike. He throws the bike off the cliff, which leads him to go and retrieve the bike, which leads him to this object in the middle of the forest. He has no idea what it is. He calls the police, the police ends up being Yasmin. So that's how we're sort of introduced. And then Ryan gets a phone call from his gran, Grace, and Grace says, the train stopped, oh no, and there's this weird object on the train. This weird sort of, ball of energy. But at this point we haven't got to the ball of energy. He's just having the conversation. And then we get the woman who fell to Earth. She falls through the train, Jodie Whittaker. And obviously because she's regenerating, she doesn't know who she is. She's trying to figure out who she is still. But she's still the Doctor. And she still knows that she wants to fix the situation and help. So she immediately analyses it all and tries to analyze what the object is, and she's curious automatically as what the object is, not bothered about the fact that she's just regenerated her whole body, which is brilliant, I think. And then Ryan and Yasmin turn up on the train on site, going through the police car and all that. And then they are talking about, what all this is, and, the basic of who are you, all that. And then she's still trying to figure out what it is. And in the meantime, we flip over to this random guy who turns out to be quite a major bit of the storyline in the first episode, where he's looking for his sister, and he has reason to believe it's been an alien who's taken his sister. He's right, but he's just sort of documenting it in case no one believes him or whatever. And so he's studying this alien, and he, after all this time, he finds out what it is. And this alien, that mysterious object I mentioned earlier in the woods, was the aliens. We find out it was the aliens' transport, so it was basically a space pod thing. So we find out that it's a space pod, and then that was the mysterious object in the woods, and he now has woken up. This alien has woken up because this guy has brought the space pod to his garage to study it, since he has reason to believe that alien took his sister. So the alien wakes up. It turns out to be a alien called, or an alien race called the Stenza. Now, the Stenza are a sort of warrior takeover planet, your basic alien evil takeover planet race. And whilst all this train stuff is going on, with the Doctor, like, he's saying, oh, where's my sister, and then she's like, and then Monster's like, or you will never know, and basically kills him. So whilst all this stuff is going on, the Monster's just going around killing people, collecting teeth. Like, his face is literally, I'm not even kidding, his face is literally made out of teeth. Like, how bizarre is that? Those teeth are, like, when he kills the people, he pulls out their teeth as trophies. Lovely jubbly tea, lovely jubbly. So yeah, again, if you can hear me swallowing, then I'm drinking tea at the same time. But that's besides the point. So he has, he's got this man's teeth now as a trophy for killing him. So now it falls to the Doctor, because the guy couldn't find his sister. It falls to the Doctor and Ryan and Yaz to figure out what's going on. So they end up at the garage, and then they find out that the Stenza, this ball of energy that they saw on the train, is basically a tracking device. And the Stenza, the alien, was sent from his home planet to bring back a trophy, which is a human, and then he could rule the planet if he gets the trophy, basically. And that's what's happening. But he cheated and brought this sort of homing device, which was the ball of energy, like, it was sort of a homing device to find the trophy, and you're not really allowed to use that. So that is, now we know what the ball of energy is, and the Doctor's obviously, annoyed that he's cheating. And also, side note, he implanted bombs, DNA bombs, into all the companions, Ryan, Yaz, and the Doctor. And who am I forgetting? Graham. I keep forgetting Graham. So they're all got DNA bombs in there. And what the Doctor does was very clever, actually. She took the bombs out of them and then implanted it into this tracking device which obviously the Stenza used to track the trophy. I hope you're following this. So the Stenza used it to track the trophy, which was the person. But because he absorbed the data from the tracking device, he also absorbed the DNA bombs. And that's how the Doctor stopped the Stenza. So, but he did end up getting transported back to his home planet. Or in the next episode, that's another thing. We don't see the Stenza until miles of the episodes, until I don't know how many episodes, but basically at the end of the day we don't see him until far on into the season, which is another silly thing. And right, so now that's how the Doctor defeated the Stenza the first episode. So overall, I would say the first episode wasn't that bad. It was good. It was gripping. You got a sense of who the characters were, and I like the fact that Chris Chibnall wasn't afraid to kill off a character in the first episode, Grace. Yeah. So it was gripping, and the episode was quite good. Now, I told you this was going to be the longest video ever because I'm going to move on to the next episode now. It's going to be 2 episodes in one. And that's what I think I'm going to do in future Doctor Who episode reviews. Because I'm trying to catch up again. Because I'm quite far behind because I've just started this Doctor Who YouTube channel. By the way, subscribe to the channel if you like it. And give it a thumbs up. So, okay, moving on to the next episode. The Ghost Monument. Now, at the end of the first episode, The Woman Who Fell to Earth, she doesn't have a TARDIS. The Doctor doesn't have a TARDIS. And also she knows who she is now, so that's good. So she tries to track her TARDIS. She tracks it to this planet. But the planet fell out of its orbit, so they're just floating in mid-space, and that's how The Woman Who Fell to Earth ends. So they get picked up. This is flipping over to the Ghost Monument episode. They get picked up, spaceship, Yaz, I don't know whether to call her Yaz or Yasmin, anyway, Yaz and the Doctor get picked up on one spaceship, and Ryan and Graham get picked up on a separate spaceship. They've just scooped them up. Out of space, because otherwise they die. But they're all heading. Both ships are heading for the same planet. Now this planet is deserted. There's no life on it whatsoever, and turns out that this planet and these 2 people on each separate ship they're both heading for the same planet because it's a competition, it's a race, and they're heading to a certain point, like a checkpoint. So basically the episode goes, they're trudging through a desolate sort of desert, and that's the planet because it's just deserted and desolate. And as they do, they come across some obstacles, some robots that are security guards or something, and the Doctor sends out an electromagnetic pulse to stop them, and that's the robots taken care of. But then they've got this, I don't know how to describe the next bit. They're sort of they look like bed sheets or floating bed sheets, which is a really weird way to describe them. But they basically prey on characters' memories. So they are using the Doctor's memories. Right, I'm just going to stop for a minute and say one of the things that they say in the... they speak, basically. These bed sheets speak because they're sort of an alien species. And one of the things they say to the Doctor is, we see everything. We see your thoughts and your dreams and your fears. And then the Doctor goes, oh yeah, but I have lots of fears, like dozens of them, because obviously the Doctor's had dozens regenerations. But then they say, we see deeper though, the timeless child. Now this is where it gets annoying, because in an interview with Chris Chibnall, what is the next season of Doctor Who going to be like? He said, it's a total remake. It's going to be, for anyone who doesn't understand Doctor Who, it's just a total remake of it. Then he goes into this episode, The Ghost Monument, where he brings up We See Deeper Though, the Timeless Child, and these bed sheets, I'll just call them bed sheets, are saying we see deeper though the timeless child, that's who you are. And you instantly think, oh, that's a storyline, what's happening, who is the timeless child? Because there's so much diversity with all the characters in Doctor Who, you don't know who the timeless child is. It may not necessarily be the Doctor. So obviously that gets the fans wondering, who is the timeless child? And then throughout the whole season of season 11, I think it is season 11. Throughout the whole season of Jodie Whittaker so far, the timeless child is never explained. Never explained. Which I'm really annoyed about. Like, why would you set up a brilliant storyline like that and not explain it? That annoys me so much. I mean, if I was a scriptwriter in Doctor Who, I would explain a storyline. I wouldn't start it and then not explain it. That's just wrong. You can't do that. Oh, that's so annoying. Right, I need to calm down. I'm getting way too emotional about this. I'm a big fan. I know, call me a nerd, call me a weirdo for being such a big fan of Doctor Who, but I'm a big fan, and it just annoys me when the storylines aren't straight. Also, a lot of people in the first one, another side note, I'm really keep switching here. In the first one of the woman who fell to Earth, people were saying that it was quite confusing because there was too many questions. There was, the Doctor was asking too many questions, or the script had too many questions, or, it was too confusing. But I like a storyline. In my personal opinion, the Doctor should have a storyline to solve throughout the episodes. That's just in my personal opinion. I like a bit of mystery. So I don't think there was too many questions. I like figuring it out myself as the episode goes along, and that's how I feel about how I want the episodes to go. But that's just me. And the thing is, if I had my way, I would write the scripts in such a way how you would understand it, but also it would be a really sort of interesting storyline to figure out. Like, certain things in Doctor Who now you don't understand. I mean, recently in Peter Capaldé's season, the Doctor before Jodie Whittaker, in case you don't know, there was quite a confusing bit of storyline, but that's not to do with Chris Chibnall, because that's to do with Stephen Moffat. But I'm just talking now Doctor Who in general. So yeah, it's just like some of it's just confusing, and I'm going to get to the point now because this video is dragging on. So the Ghost Monument ends up like being, the checkpoint was the Ghost Monument, and they end up getting there in the end, and the Ghost Monument was, of course, the TARDIS. And then the episode, the Ghost Monument, ended with the Doctor taking Ryan, Yaz, and Graham home. And that was it. But I'm saying I don't blame, just a lot of people blame Jodie Whittaker for the season not being very good. Don't blame Jodie Whittaker, don't blame the actor, blame the scriptwriter. So Chris Chibnall, I don't care, I'm calling you out. And all the scriptwriter, I don't know what to call them, the co-scriptwriters or the helper scriptwriters or whatever, I blame the scriptwriters. You can get the best actor, in the world, but if the script's no good, then even the best actor in the world is no good. So blame the scriptwriters, people. I mean, it just frustrates me that people were blaming the actors when the scriptwriters are clearly to blame. So, that's the end of the Doctor Who review. I know it was a bit long, but I wanted to sort of cram 2 episodes into one since I'm doing the whole catch-up thing. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing with me in this sort of rant kind of thing. I'm still working out how all this is going to work, you see. So, it's a new channel and I'm still working out how this is going to work. And also, I'm the editor in both channels. Yes, we've got 2 channels. I do this one on my own, and this one's called DWTV. DW stands for Doctor Who. DWTV/Doctor Who, or if you want to get directly to it, it's just Ben Povey DWTV. So Ben Povey is the keyword, but you must type in Povey to get to the Doctor Who channel. Ben Povey DWTV. But then we've got NBTV, which is me and Natalie, me and my partner. And we do a lot of variety videos there. It's like everything. It's got voiceover videos. There will be more voiceover videos coming on this channel. And there will be more videos coming up on this channel. But I've just started this channel. Plus I do all the editing for every video. So I've got like the NBTV channel to keep up with. I've got this channel to keep up with. And Natalie is starting a channel. A separate channel, a makeup channel. That is currently in the works. We're still working that out. But bear in mind, I am doing all the editing for 3 channels now. So, it's a bit of a juggle to do all the videos. So if the videos take longer, if you are subscribed to the NBTV channel already and you've come over from the NBTV channel over to here, that is why the videos take longer, because I'm juggling both channels, you see, editing it all and that. So also I just want to say in some of my videos there may be some misspelling, like it may be spelt wrong, and the reason for that is because, if you don't know, I have dyslexia and trouble reading. I know I'm rubbish with that. So in the editing process, I may get some things wrong. So, if some writing comes up wrong or whatever, that's why. Anyway, I'm going to end the video now. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you like this video. More videos to come soon on this channel, and more videos to come on the NBTV channel, Ben Povey NBTV. That's a different channel with me and Natalie, and I've said that already, but just making sure. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to leave a comment and tell me what you think, and thank you for watching. Goodbye. I have been Dr. Ben.